Recording. Hey, welcome to HEARUSOUTTUBE. I'm Paul,
And I'm Patrick.
and we're going to be talking about the TRON ARES trailer that has dropped. And this isn't the follow-up of TRON Legacy.
Not what we really wanted, Paul. Well, look, I'm happy we're getting more Tron, but I think we're on record that we're defenders of Tron Legacy and we wish they'd done a direct sequel to it. But you know what? I will take this. I will take it as better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So to run in it quickly, TRON Legacy was meant to get a follow-up, which could sequel, for multitudes of reasons. That being the purchase of Star Wars and the writer's strike and a lot of other things, and the poor thing of Tomorrowland, and all the excuses that Disney could pretty much march out for not bringing up a sequel to Legacy. They decided to go with a soft reboot that is kind of being, I guess, helmed by Jared Leto, kind of thing.
He is Ares.
Yeah,
Jared Leto is going to be Ares in the title of Tron, Ares. I'm just hoping, Paul, that it's soft enough in the reboot because we do know that Jeff Bridges is going to be in this.
yes,
I'm hoping that they don't try and wipe out Tron Legacy and do a direct follow up to Tron. I don't think that's the case. At least it's not what we've been hearing so far. But they will definitely be trying to swiftly move along, so to speak.
yeah. It's an interesting kind of thing to have, which is, yeah, they're going to essentially, I guess, go, yeah, Legacy existed, but Ares is a different story, and we're going to follow that.
Yeah.
Ares, interesting enough, is a character that did survive the Tron Legacy sequel, and was moved over to this project. So that's an interesting kind of turn of events of what could have been. Um,
Yeah.
my issue. So the trailer, it looks really good. Um,
Yes.
it does look amazing. Which goes, um, but it does make me wonder of what we could have had. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's a great way of putting it. The way I view this trailer is once I get over my initial, hurt feelings over the fact that it's not what I want, but it's what I'm getting, then I actually enjoy it for exactly what it is. And Paul, I think I said it to you before about Tron. You have to take that first step for Tron to work, or Tron Legacy, or this. You kind of got to go with. There's going to be some silly. There's going to be a leap of silliness, be it in the first movie, deatomizing Flynn and pulling him into the game world, the PC world. Um, however we get from inside the digital world to the outside world, wire light cycles generating, laser walls in the. Once you just bite that apple and go, "This is yummy. Let's keep eating." I think you're on a good standing with a Tron movie. As long as they then go and do what was, I think, one of the big strengths of Tron Legacy is it took itself seriously enough after that to not only be stylish, but actually to start trying to build a compelling story of, oh, who are these people? What's their situation? Why are they there? All the good storytelling parts. So yeah, leap of faith, and then get right on in it. And I think the trailer makes it look like we're going to need one hell of a leap of faith. It's all going to be very much AI in the real world now. Um, but after that, I'm fine with lots of big Easter eggs and hat tips. Recognizers flying into the city, etc.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I'm it's it this so the third movie in the Tron one seems like a logical leap toward for the story. We had Tron, which was entirely on the grid, kind of thing. Then we had this Legacy, which was where the grid and the real world blurred a bit, kind of thing. Talking about how certain interesting anomalies had happened within the grids that created a kind of a
Yeah,
boom in their kind of development and stuff. To move to the third one, which is of course the grid coming to the real world, and elements of that. Parts that I would really like to see. So we've already seen glimpses of the light tanks, the kind of light cycles, the light ships that we're interested in Legacy. The obviously the weird claw kind of angled kind of
the
like,
recognizer. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
kind
I
of
love those
thing.
things.
I'm hoping that we'll get bits. The little flying kind of like, I'm hoping we'll get
Yeah,
bits. I'm hoping that we'll get Tron, the title character. Because
yeah.
I'm hoping, because he is a running character within it. I'm hoping that Jeff Bridges has been announced as being part of this, as reprising his role as Kevin Flynn, kind of
Hmm.
thing. The so I'm good with them moving on with the story and kind of bringing them into the real world from the grid. I think that was a natural progression. I do wish that Olivia Wilde's character
Cora, yeah, and
Geralt,
Garrett Hedlund,
yeah,
yeah.
characters did get a kind of a story to be finalized, because it did seem like there was going to be big steps happening there.
Well,
Um,
that's how Tron Legacy ended. Spoiler warning for anybody who hasn't watched a movie that's ancient now. They had crossed into the real world, and Cora, played by Olivia Wilde, was this, this ISO, this kind of um, superpowered anomaly. Like it was cool.
yeah.
It was cool, and we were primed for it. Now, I hope, like you, I hope they don't throw the baby out with the bathwater in this one. I know they're not going to be able to continue on from there because it's too late now,
Hmm.
but it doesn't mean they have to erase it completely. I'd like some mentions. I would like that to be part of canon and lore and story, and for it to be dealt with, even if it's only just verbally. They went to a farm upstate and lived quietly off the grid forever, so that she could enjoy, swimming in a lake, whatever it was.
Yeah, like it yeah, I hope that in some way either they tie off that story or they do actually bring it in. Maybe Tron
Mhm.
Ares isn't actually a third movie in the story, like the final third story. It's actually just a continuation. Maybe Ares is here specifically to look for them, kind of thing
Maybe,
in the
maybe
world.
Ares is their kid.
Like, yeah, like there's
Hey,
multitudes of things. There is an element I do like the palace. Tron has always been a great stylized kind of
yeah,
movie, and I do like that the palace has changed. I do like that they've changed
mm,
from the blue of Legacy to the red, signifying the bad guys,
yeah,
kind of thing. I do like that it does create a more seriousness. There does seem to be a more kind of aggressive tone to this movie and stuff like that. This whole kind of like what is it, the kind of subtitle of the film, which is no going back,
yeah.
which I
Worlds will
don't,
collide, no going back.
yeah, kind of thing, which I like. This, it seems very final, and
Yes.
I don't mean hopefully in the movie franchise, but more that that this is a final step, or a step that they cannot move back from.
They can't, yeah, they can't just roll it back. Can I throw back to something that you brought up though, Paul, that I think is really key? Tron, the title character, is not. A lot of people think Jeff Bridges was Tron.
Hmm.
Jeff Bridges was Kevin Flynn. Flynn's Arcade, one of my favorite old T-shirts that I wish I'd never lost. My original Flynn's Arcade T-shirt. Um, Tron was it Bill Boxlight?
Yeah,
I can't remember that guy's name.
yeah.
Um, I loved
Bruce
him.
Boxleitner. He is
That's
Alan
it. Thank
Bradley
you.
in the, and I've got notes over here. He's
Oh,
Alan
nice one.
Bradley in the original.
And he was in a load of TV shows that I loved as a child. Like he's an actor that I really liked. But I thought him coming back in Tron Legacy, I thought they did a good job going, yeah, there is Tron. There is, the character outside, the friend of the family, etc. Blah blah blah. I really hope that they're hiding something, that he's not listed on cast or something, but they will in some way acknowledge Tron. Because I would like Tron Ares not to be Tronless.
Hmm.
Um, if Ares, if Jared Leto turns out to be the child of Cora and Flynn's son,
Sam.
great big mad twist, great. But still, let's address at the very least where Tron or Tron's legacy has left us. I think it'd be a crying shame if it's just not mentioned that it's now like a brand title rather than a character.
Yeah, yeah. To give people a little bit of the history, Tron is a protective program that was created by Alan Bradley. It protects Kevin Flynn in the first
Yeah.
movie, and it is a big member of Tron Legacy, the second movie. So Tron is an actual character. It's not the area, the place that they are on is called the grid. It's not called Tron. Tron's a character.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm also in I'm hoping that either Tron has escaped the grid and that's what Ares is looking for. Maybe Kevin
That would be
Flynn's
great.
disc is being taken into the real world by Tron himself. as a kind of protective, and that's what Ares is hunting. The thing is that we currently know that the only thing that we know about this movie is that Ares has been sent on a mission, and of great importance. We understand from the color palette that he is bad. He may not be. That would be an interesting twist in the color palettes
That's
kind of
true.
things, giving us a kind of like a false sense of knowing that the audience knows that they're evil because they're red, and then it turns out that they're not. Um,
Well,
but yeah, the
yeah, for
only
the go for it.
yeah, so the only thing we know is Ares on a mission. He comes into the real world. That is it. I'm hoping Tron is involved in that somehow.
And two more things that I know you're going to agree with at least one of, and that is Master Control Program, the original kind of driver behind bad guy, let's call it,
Hmm.
referenced in the second movie in Dillinger. There's a whole, for Tron nerds, you're going to know what I'm talking about. For non-Tron nerds, let's just put it this way: there's a chance now to bring back the original big bad in a more front and center kind of way, and they open the door to that in Legacy with some nice Easter eggs. Um, I hope they do, and I'm kind of hoping that's where a lot of that coloring comes from, because there was a real sense that it was MCP's color was red, and you touch and
Mm.
you take, you go from blue to it's all this very, very straightforward stuff. But, and this is going to sound crazy, there has been a through line of spiritual questioning and savior ideologies in
Mm.
the Tron movies up until now. A lot of people skip over that, but it's actually one of the things that's made them kind of fun. And when I say, spiritual, I don't mean religious allegory in the direct sense that gets people all upset and annoyed. It's actually more fun than that. It's really more of a Jeff Bridges, well, that's just your opinion, man, dude kind of take on spiritualism sometimes.
Mm.
I, you know, you've got the protector, you've got Tron looking at the users are God, and et cetera, et cetera, and they play a whole lot of that through the first movie. I think they touched lightly but nicely on that kind of um spiritualism and power view in the second movie, particularly with Jeff Bridges's roles, multiple roles.
Yeah.
um I really hope they don't miss that now. I really hope they don't go, it'd be cool. Let's have light cycles cutting shit up all over the real world. And miss the Tron's got more going for it. It always has than people usually give it credit. That's why the Tron movies became cult classics.
Yeah.
They didn't become cult classics because they're stylized. They became cult classics because style gets you in the door, and then there's some fun shit in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kevin Flynn, like he's he's always embodied the innovative spirit of essentially the 80s and early the late 70s, early 80s in the digital realm. He's
Yeah.
always embodied that kind of like exploration kind of spirit. And I really hope that they bring that into this as well. Because in the first one, he's so enamored with the grid. He's so fascinated by it. And in the second one, he's just more about it. It when the ISOs come along, he's even more of the explorer of the digital kind of frontier. And I hope that they do that again. I hope that they push that kind of as you say, kind of faux spiritual kind of like thing to
Yeah,
it.
the multi-dimensional universality of it all. It
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
yeah. Like I hope, because we've had essentially constant users and programs at odds and stuff like that, and I'm hoping that this one or maybe a future one will start to kind of like bring that story together, kind of thing. But yeah. Yeah, I guess final thoughts on the Tron Legacy trailer, or Tron Ares trailer for me is we've always on the channel been excited about the prospect of another Tron movie. We don't know
Yep.
if Ares is the movie that we wanted, but it still strikes my excitement for it. Uh, what about you?
And my simple thing is, doesn't matter how good or bad that trailer was, when the final card came up and said Nine Inch Nails doing the original music, anybody who saw Tron Legacy knows how integral and how amazingly impactful the Daft Punk soundtrack and score were, and beyond the movie, how far that reached. I'm a massive Nine Inch Nails fan. This thing could have been 1 minute and 30 seconds of somebody farting into a camera and then held up by the way Nine Inch Nails are doing the soundtrack for the next Tron, and I would have been like, cool, I'm excited. So
Yeah,
they had me at NIN.
yeah, and what? So yeah, actually, sorry. Final thing. Um, yeah, the Daft Punk. No worries. The Daft Punk thing really set the mood for the grid in Tron Legacy. So we're really hoping that Nine Inch Nails, which I'm a fan of as well, will set the mood for this one. It's like, as I said, aggressive industrialist.
Exactly. Daft Punk are your perfect digital music. Nine Inch Nail is industrial music in the kind of the same way that all of, people de-resing in the real world doesn't look as digitally, clean. It is now a grit to it all. That's a marriage made in heaven. Chef's kiss to whoever did that.
So, perfect. Yeah, let us know down below your thoughts of the Tron Ares Witchwood trailer. Are you excited for the movie? Is Tron ever on your radar as much as probably ours? Kind of thing. Yeah. Anything to add there, Patrick?
Nope, just sorry for the lighting. We're doing this at a weird time of day and I couldn't get my setup right. Paul, we're going to this one together. That's all I have to say. So everybody out there, like, subscribe, share, check out our other stuff. And yeah, let's all go see Aries together.
Perfect. Then I've been Paul,
And I've been Patrick.
and we've been here to say it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.